Hello and welcome to the stream of, it's a Washington game.
User
Hell
joined your
yeah.
channel.
I don't even know what game it is. Hello. Hello, Koof. How you doing?
Good, how are you, Dial?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Here to cast. It's a Washington game. I think it's Washington, New York. I'm double
Looks like
checking right now.
Boston's playing.
Is it Boston?
Yeah, Boston's out there, at least.
Oh, it's Boston, Washington. Okay. Alright. I'm ahead of myself. So Boston and Washington, again, back-to-back days.
Oh, it looks like they're doing the Minnesota thing.
Yes, they are. The intimidation factor.
Wait, did Boston draft Migo? Or
Yes,
did
they
they pick
did.
him
They
up?
drafted Migo late in the round, so nice to see him out
Ooh.
there, especially since they don't have Iskin tonight. PK Paching is here. Uh, don't believe that was anticipated. I thought it was Sunday nights that PK was not able to make before 8:30, so nice to see him here. I'm sure his team appreciates that. Unfortunate for Compelx, who probably thought he was going to get some playing time, but you never know, maybe PK still subs him in. This game also marks the return of KS Auto to the LHL after being missing for the first two games of the season, which Washington split 1-1. So his return should be big for them, and I believe it's a week from today that Tim returns as well for the Chicago-Washington game on March 2nd, I think it is. It's the return of Tim. So we've got KS Auto, T-Lors on offense here for Washington. Goose is on defense, and Jarvin is in net. And on the blue team, Boston, we have PK Paching holding down the fort between the pipes. Not led playing defense. Migo Mipo is on wing, and Milan Lukic, or Melon Logic, however you want to say it, is on center. And just like that, 18 seconds in the game, KS Auto with a goal. Solo goal, no assist. Wasn't really off the face-off, but once they collected the puck in their own zone, he skated it right up, took the shot, and wasn't much PK could do about it.
I'm sure Washington missed that.
Yeah, very much so. Apologize, I've got Ticklebox talking to me about submitting stats. Anyway, so 1 minute in, Washington's still holding their 1-0 lead. Good chance there for Washington. Good pass from T-Lors that found its way to Otto's stick. I'm not really sure how. I don't think Otto expected it either, but Milan Lucic capitalizes off of the, I don't want to say unpreparedness, but the lack of reaction there on the pass by T-Lors. Milan Lucic steals it away, skates down the ice, and scores. So 1-1. Here's KS Auto with it in the corner, and tries to deke around Migo. I think it was a deke turned pass. So here's T-Lors, who got around Milan, gets around not led, and can't put it away. He hesitated just a little bit too long on that shot. Some more offensive pressure here by Boston. Migo tries to center it to Milan, but good positioning there by Washington. Ooh, and KS Auto steals it away from Not Led, who fans on it. But Otto's shot on his backhand is a little bit too high. Looks like he had the right accuracy, just a little bit over the net. A little too much angle on that stick. Here's T-Lors with it along the far side boards. Being chased by Milan. Tries to back pass it to Otto, but Migo Mipo right there. And skates around the defense and scores. And Boston is up 2-1. Very simple, subtle move. I mean, Migo makes it look so easy. He is the only Swedish player that we know of that plays hockey ? So he doesn't make many games, so when he does, Boston certainly, as you can tell here, appreciates his presence on the ice. As someone who's been on Washington before, Kuf, what do you think is going through the minds of the Washington players right now as they face a 1-goal deficit here with 2 minutes left to play in the first?
I feel like they're really counting on T. Lewis to take the puck up. Since KS Otto, he might be a little rusty, even though despite him scoring their only goal so far, I feel that they've been relying on T. Lewis a lot. And what I've been wondering actually is, sorry, but I'm gonna get sidetracked here, but
No, go ahead.
um, Boston recently picked up Mini 5119, and I'm wondering if we're gonna see any playing time here.
I wouldn't be necessarily surprised, but with how close this game has been, it might be a tough call to take one of their players out. While you were giving that interview there, didn't want to interrupt you, but a nice goal by KS Otto there
Yep.
to bring it back 2-2. So looks like he's still got a little bit of rust on him, judging by some of his play here, but he's still able to score. And at the end of the day, that's really what Washington needs from him, is those points. So
Looks like he's about to take it back up again.
yeah, just a little things. I think he's a little bit shaky on. I know he's had ping issues of late, and so that's why he was missing the first 2 games. Just too much ping to even play with. So he was letting some other people play it forward, notably T-Lors, as you said. They really, especially before this game anyway, were really relying on him to keep the games close. And I think he's got 2 goals in the first 2 games, one of which they won against Minnesota North Stars, 2-1 in overtime. And the other was a loss last week to Boston. I believe it was 4-2, or Thursday, sorry, not last week. So this game, a bit tighter than a 4-2 margin, but there's still a long ways to go as we approach the end of the first period. Good centering chance there by not led to Migo Mipo, but nice positioning with the bodies there by Washington. I couldn't tell which player it was that broke that up, but that is one of the strengths of this Washington team is, they sort of center around their high goal scorer in Otto, but they certainly know how to play a system that fits him to a T. Pun intended there, definitely pun intended. So they've been quite good at positioning. I mean, a lot of people don't like the way that Tim Barrett plays defense. Obviously not here right now as he's on vacation, but a lot of people don't like the way he plays defense. But when you've got someone like Otto on your team, and usually anyway, someone like Taylor's in net, it works out pretty well. So this season, Taylor's testing out the skating at forward as opposed to playing net this year. I think he claimed he wanted to be a goon. I think it was his original plan, go around and hit people. He had made a claim that he was going to get, I think it was at least 1 G int a game, and I have yet to see any. Great save by Jarvin there on a skate up by Notled, who, again, just some simple moves, but enough to get around these Washington players. Here's T-Lors with it. He's got it on his backhand, tries to pass it, but Migo gets a little piece of it. For someone who plays with 150, 160 ping here, Migo Mipo really comes to play, He's actually, as far as career stats go, he's one of the highest points per game in all of the LHL.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he had, I think, after Season 1, he was the highest. I think him and Cookler, after Season 1, had both played, I think it was 5 games, and they both averaged at least 3 points a game. Cookler might have even averaged like 3.5 for the 5 games that he played here for. So, both of them quite very good players, really. I mean, Migo playing for the Puckfuckers in the European leagues, the IPHL, and Kuckler, as many of you I'm sure know, leading the stat boards in the main score for the Russian team Nordic Union, the team that swept their entire league, going 24-0 in all 24 games, none in OT. So it won every game in regulation. I think there was only 2 games where they won by less than 2 goals. So I think on average they were winning by 3 or 4 goals a game, which is just truly something to behold.
Yeah, it's really a shame that there are ping issues in the world. We could have so many great games between
Yeah,
Russians and North Americans and Europeans and whatnot.
yeah,
But
definitely.
the ping just creates a major problem.
Yeah, it's it's just enough that if you don't practice in it on a regular basis, it really takes away from the game. And I mean, even if you practice in it, watching two teams battle it out at 150 ping is obviously not as good as two teams battling it out on like 20 or 30, where you really get to showcase some of their skill and what they're capable of doing. So hopefully one day we'll find a way to at least get sub 100 ping for Europe and North America especially. I know we have a lot of Canada versus USA here, and there is the upcoming North America versus Russia on March 2nd or March 1st. It's March 1st, sorry. Saturday, March 1st. North America versus Russia. So that'll be kind of a trial game to see. We're playing on the Borktown server, which is the closest we could get to everyone having equal ping. I believe it's about 130, 140 right around there for everyone. So we're gonna try that out. We'll see how it works, and hopefully, if all goes well on that server, we will try and do some form of international Olympics, which would be a lot of fun. And a nice almost save by PK. He gets a piece of it, but actually did Otto a favor by knocking it down and into the net. And just like that, Otto gets his hat trick.
I might
He
have
might
to.
actually only be the second player in the LHL so far to score a hat trick, other than Matt, who scored, I think it was 6 goals week one or 7 goals. No, six. 6 goals week one. So I don't believe anyone else has yet scored a hat trick. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But for the most part this season anyway, definitely been lower scoring, I feel, than last season. The games have been a lot closer.
That's really good to see. I mean, watching teams just dominate other teams really isn't much fun. I mean, it's fun for the team winning, but for those who are
Gets
watching,
gets old
it's
after a
just,
while. Yep,
yeah.
that's for sure. So, and with the full reset coming season 4, it'll be really interesting to see what happens there. I mean, season 2 to season 3 was quite the shakeup as it was, as there were a lot of players that declined protection, wanted to go into the draft and whatnot. So, and a lot of trades too, right before the draft started. So, a lot of new faces and new places, and that's only gonna continue to spread a bit more once we get into the 4th season of the LHL. So, it should be interesting to see what new lines form. I mean, a lot of us know Washington has been the dominant team the first 2 seasons, winning both the first and second season. Uh, However, we'll see what happens when they reach season 4. I mean, totally new cast of players. T-Lors will not be the GM, reportedly anyway. Reportedly is retiring from his GM role. There's been word that Otto would possibly retire, but I think that rumor has since been stomped out. But we'll see, and of course, a lot of new faces joining us this season, like you pointed out. Molting Duck, Mini, 5119. We got New Age. We've got Richard Douglas, the Great Panini. There's a whole new cast of players showing up, and they'll be an integral part of the league as this season rolls on, and definitely into next season, where we hope to have at least 8 teams and 2 divisions.
Yeah, it's
Here's
gonna be really
KS
exciting watching all these. Otto with the 4 goals now, but
KS Auto really capitalizing on this poor defensive positioning by Washington or by Boston here as the game's gone on. Uh, he keeps catching Not Let out as he's trying to backskate, and Not Let really can't do anything as everyone moves at the same speed. So, but of course Washington is very good at that. I mean, that's their number one strategy, is get Otto behind the defense and get the puck to him and let him do his job. And to their credit, it works pretty effectively, and I think we're seeing that again here. I mean, this isn't even a game that I would say Otto's necessarily playing up to his ability. I mean, we've seen so much more from him, and yet he's still found a way to get 4 goals against this Boston team, which by no means is a weak squad. Washington now having scored 3 unanswered goals after going down 2-1. And, Jarvin makes this nice save to keep Washington up by 2.
Yeah, I feel Boston is slowly fixing their teamwork problems that they had early on. Um, Actually, I don't know. I think Nolet asked for a trade.
Yeah, I think that was thrown around, definitely. I think it was thrown around. I don't know if he was serious or not, but there was some internal issues after the first game, which really did not go well for them, as they lost 3-0 to, I believe it was Montreal. They lost 3-0. So not an easy team to play against. Montreal is 1-0-1 now this season so far, anyway. So, but then again, Boston, especially on paper, you look at the names they have, and this is not a weak team.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot of talented players with Nolet on D and Iskin on offense as a forward.
And Milan Lucic.
I really think the breakout star of the season will be Mini 5119. Definitely. Mark my words.
Okay, we will see.
He shows such a passion for the game.
Ooh,
that
nice
I've
save
never
by
seen
PK
before.
there. Yeah, it's nice to see some of these players are so passionate about trying to get into the league, getting better, practicing. I really do think General Zod actually this year is going to be the biggest breakout star anyway. Not necessarily a new player, as he did play a bit for Washington last season. Not a whole lot, but he was on that cup-winning team. As Goose runs into Otto there, and had PK come out, that really would have cost them a goal. Or the PK would have been able to stop them, but unfortunately PK stuck around in that net a little bit too long, and really wasn't much he could do about it. So good job scoring that goal by Goose, and I believe that's Molting Duck's first point of the season, that assist, and brings Washington up 5-2. Boston facing a lot of adversity as they lost the first game, got shut out, won the second game against Washington minus Otto, and won that by a score of 4-2. And now here, where Iskin is gone, Otto is back. Not looking so hot for them, as it looks like they're going to drop this game 5-2, unless Milan scores right here, or a good play by Goose to break that up.
Goose
And here's Goose on a breakaway, yeah. PK again trusting himself in the net, although that hasn't proven to be overly beneficial tonight. Goose tried to pull a bit of a disrespect on him there, and it almost worked. It almost worked, but didn't quite make it. And that will be your final score, as KS Auto's 4 goals lift the Washington Capitals to 2-1, and lift them to 1-1 in the season series against the Boston Bruins. Each team for the